If life feels empty, it's not because meaning is gone. It's because you haven't built it yet. Everyone asks it, quietly. At 3 a.m., when life feels heavy, when the world stops distracting us. Does life have meaning? Or are we just temporary dust trying to convince ourselves that any of this matters? Some say meaning is given to us by God, by nature, by destiny. Others say meaning is something we must create, or else life is empty. But here's a different idea. Meaning is not a discovery. It's not a treasure buried under time. Meaning is a relationship between you and the world you choose to care about. Tonight, we dig deeper, through religion, through philosophy, through psychology, through the lives of those who searched before us, and maybe you'll walk away with something more than answers. Maybe you'll walk away with direction. Every animal eats, sleeps, survives, and dies. But humans go further. We ask why. Why am I here? Why should I continue? Why should I try? We are the only species aware of our own mortality. This awareness gives birth to two possibilities. Anxiety, because nothing lasts, meaning because the brief becomes sacred. Your life is a limited edition, and the brain desperately wants a reason to use it well. Psychologists call this the meaning-making instinct, the urge to transform chaos into purpose. When we lose meaning, we don't just feel sad. We feel broken, directionless, as if we unplugged from life itself. Meaning is not optional. It's oxygen for the soul. There are moments when meaning collapses. A breakup, a betrayal, a death, a failure so large that the future becomes blurry. Suddenly, all the stories you told yourself fall apart. The world that made sense yesterday feels unrecognizable today. This is called an existential crisis, not because life becomes meaningless, but because the meaning you relied on is no longer enough. This moment is frightening, but necessary, because when an old meaning dies, a new one is waiting to be built. Stronger, deeper, more honest. Pain shakes awake the sleeping parts of us. It forces us to ask, if this is temporary, if everything can disappear, what do I want to spend my one and only life on? This question doesn't destroy meaning. It renews it. For thousands of years, religion gave people a powerful story. You were created for a reason. Your actions matter to a higher power. You are part of something bigger than yourself. Whether it's Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, religion offers purpose, community, moral direction, hope beyond death. It tells us we are known and loved by the universe. This is comforting. It gives ordinary life cosmic significance. But even among believers, doubt still whispers late at night. If God exists, why suffering? Why injustice? Why silence when we need answers most? Faith can give meaning, but it can also be shaken by the very world it tries to explain. Yet billions still believe, and that alone is proof of how desperately humans need purpose. Religion may not answer every question, but it remains one of the strongest forces that has ever helped people stay alive. When belief is questioned, philosophy steps forward. Aristotle said meaning comes from virtue, becoming excellent at being human. The Stoics taught that meaning is found, not in what happens to us, but in how we respond. Strength over circumstance, virtue over chaos. Friedrich Nietzsche looked at a world without God and asked, "Can we still create purpose?" His answer was the Übermensch, someone who transforms suffering into power, who invents values instead of inheriting them. Then came existentialists. Jean-Paul Sartre. Life has no pre-written meaning, so we are free to create one. Albert Camus. Life is absurd, but that's exactly why rebellion matters. When the world gives no reason, give it one yourself. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote, "Those who survived the camps were not the strongest, but the ones who still had a why. Love, a future goal, a promise made. Meaning isn't luxury, it's survival." Philosophers disagree on many things, but nearly all agree on one point. Meaning is not handed to us. Meaning is built by choosing what we care about. Every action, every commitment, every sacrifice says something about what matters to you. And by living those choices, day after day, you become the author, not the audience, of your own life. Modern psychology reveals 3 pillars of meaning. Belonging. We need to feel connected to family, to friends, to those who see us. Loneliness kills meaning. Togetherness creates it. 2, narrative. We need a story about our life, where we were, where we are, where we're going. This narrative turns suffering into sacrifice. Transcendence. We need moments bigger than ourselves, creating something, helping someone, standing for a cause. When we serve only ourselves, meaning shrinks. When we serve others, meaning expands. But psychology also warns us. We often look for meaning in the wrong places. Approval from strangers, endless consumption, superficial success. These fill time, but not the heart. Real meaning is rarely glamorous. It's found in devotion, to love, to creation, to growth. You don't find meaning in distraction. You find it in attention. Here's the paradox. Everything that makes life meaningful also makes life painful. Love creates loss. Dreams invite failure. Freedom brings responsibility. Time guarantees endings. If there was no suffering, meaning wouldn't just be easy. It would be impossible. Because meaning comes from struggle towards something valuable. Think of the stories that move us. The hero who rises despite fear. The parent who sacrifices. The artist who creates through doubt. The survivor who chooses life again and again. We admire them, not because life was kind to them, but because they fought anyway. Suffering is not a sign that meaning is gone. Suffering is proof that meaning is present. We hurt where we care. We care where there is meaning. So, does life have meaning? The universe doesn't hand you a script. You are the scriptwriter. There is no guaranteed purpose, but there is a canvas, your canvas, waiting for color. Here's what meaning looks like in practice. Choose something worth caring about. A skill, a relationship, a mission, a belief, a future self. Commit to it deeply. Grow into responsibility. If your purpose doesn't require effort, it's not a purpose, it's entertainment. Meaning demands investment. Turn pain into progress. Ask, how can this help me grow? Instead of, why me? Transformation is the alchemy of meaning. Serve something larger than yourself. We live for ourselves, but we thrive for others. A life that only looks inward slowly collapses. A life that reaches outward keeps expanding. Meaning is not a thing. Meaning is a direction, not a destination, but the path you choose to walk. The question is not, Does life have meaning? The real question is, which meaning will you choose? Your existence is not an accident. Even if the universe didn't plan for you, you can plan for you. You have something no star, no ocean, no mountain has. The ability to care. That is the miracle. That is where meaning lives. Every time you help, love, create, learn, dream, stand up again, you are giving the universe meaning that didn't exist before. So don't wait for answers from the sky. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for permission. Meaning begins the moment you decide, this matters. I care. I will build. Your story won't be perfect, but it will be yours. And that is enough.